Ken Maloney, Trenton Times, Danny O'Day, head football coach at the Lawrenceville School. Danny, thanks for a few minutes.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
3-2 start to the season. You guys had some really nice wins, and last week I think it was a tough loss, 13-12 to Petty, one of your rivals. So through 5 games, what are your thoughts and opinions?
Well, I think overall, 3-2 is good, but not as good as we want to be, and I think it's because of inconsistency. I think we've been somewhat inconsistent within our games. Some games we're playing great offense, and sometimes we're playing great defense, and sometimes we're mixing and matching. And I'd like to see us be much more consistent, especially offensively. We should be much more consistent.
Yeah, and talking about that offense, you have obviously one of the premier signal callers in the area, Randall West. He's thrown for 456 yards in the game, 412 yards in the game, tied a state record, 8 touchdowns in the game. I've got to know Randall from the basketball court more, and he's a heck of an athlete, but what does he mean to this offense? What have you seen in terms of growth with him?
Well, I think that as far as being the quarterback here, a lot of our whole offense goes through the quarterback. So he's pivotal within our offense, and we'll go the way that Randall goes. I think that he directs it, and I think if we can be balanced and productive and efficient, it becomes very difficult. It's when we're not balanced, we're not productive, we're not efficient that you see a 12 on a scoreboard like last week.
Yeah.
Petty had a great game plan. They did a good job, but we still should score more than 12 points.
Look, this is the Lawrenceville School, home of Dr. Ken Cuffle for so many years. And for those who don't know Dr. Cuffle, I don't know if he was a father of the single wing offense, but he was about as close as it gets. He was a guy that really made that the offense that went on and became the single wing, and that many people knew, and that all traces back to here. Now, your offense is a little bit different. Just a little bit more wide open.
A little bit.
How would you, a lot of it has been made of your offense and the high power and the different sets and the speed. How would you describe your offense?
Well, I think we ultimately will look to try to put our kids in the best situation possible week in and week out. And if we can be balanced and run as well as we can throw, I think that ultimately is what the offense is really looking to do. And that'll be the testament of who we are and how we go week in, week out, year in, year out. And I think that, the kids they're into it. They love they love the team. They love the offense. They love what they're doing. They have fun at practice. And I think that helps. Now I run a little bit probably looser practice than Coach K, in that Coach K was a surgeon, and he was fantastic with the single wing. You need that kind of precision, and you need precision in our offense as well, but you also need creativity. And I think that when our offense is clicking, it's real good. I think you're catching me right now on a little bit of a valley, as far as the way that we performed last week. But I think that week in, week out, we can perform at a high level, and that's what we expect. So we expect a lot more this week.
Yeah, your team seems to find the headlines for the offense, and that's not a bad thing. That's kind of what high school sports are about. But the defense, you got a few guys on the defensive side of the ball that you've really been pleased with what they brought to the team.
Well, I think heart and soul of our team is Matapuzzi. He's a senior. He's our captain. He plays linebacker during certain formats as far as our defense goes. He'll play a strong safety. He's a very multi-talented, very, very old school throwback type of football player. Every single coach would want him on his team. He's great. Sheridan Lawley is a man-child up front. He's been doing fantastic, both as D-tackle and D-end. Tony Watkins in the back, Luke Capuzzi, Matt's little brother. They've all been contributing. Alec Wall last week stepped up tremendously. We were playing aggressive in the box, and Alec went and covered their taller wide receiver who caught a couple early passes. in the game, and we put Alec in, and he basically minimized that. And actually, he nullified it really. So.
The Maple picture. It's. I was taking a look at it earlier. It's interesting. It's very close this year. I think you guys are 1-1.
We are
1-1. Huns 1-1 to Maple. A lot of years, and we were just with John Law, and he said the same thing. I mean, they had a stranglehold on it for a few years there, and there's a lot of imbalance. And this year, team's very balanced, and you're going to get another team Saturday. One of you know you're very familiar with, having spent 7 years at Hun, previously as an assistant. So when you look at the Maple picture, when you look at this game Saturday, what do you see?
Well, I see. I'm sorry, this is my kid. I see my kid. I see.
This is Patrick.
This is Patrick. Sorry. I think you're absolutely right. And I actually saw Frank DeLaurentis last night, and I said, you know what, Frank, you're the hunted now. I mean, at 2-0 with 3 games to go, I mean, everybody's really got to take him out, and he's in the lead, I guess. I mean, I suppose Blair, now that I think about it, might be 2-0 as well. And those guys, this last 3 weeks of the season, it's going to tell, and it's going to be wild. It really is. I mean, the way that the schedule sets up and the way that things happen, things can go by really great. I'm sorry. He shouldn't have.
Well, Danny, thanks for a few minutes, man. Patrick, thanks for making an appearance.
Sorry, Patrick.
All the best this Saturday and the final few weeks of the season. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Sorry.